Like if you're going to create a software business, you have to be solving a real problem.
You have to differentiate yourself from the market.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like you can't create another Facebook. You have to create another thing that separates yourself from, that social media platform. So that's
Right.
why it makes it so the barrier to entry to that so difficult.
Yep.
My past experience, I wanted to create an app. I think it was like a restaurant. It was called What's the Bite. The whole app was based on like, how Yelp works, right?
Yep.
So basically, instead of you trying to search for a restaurant on your own, you would search for a restaurant in your local area based on like location base, by like who had the latest happy hour. So
Got it.
like you're around, say it's like, 2:00, 3:00 is happy hour. And if you go on my app, what's the bite? It would do location based and it'd be like, oh, this restaurant has 2-for-1 specials at the moment. Or
Right.
this one has, so it was kind of cool because restaurants, I would have to pitch to restaurants to be like, hey, you would get more customers. You could post in real time and people would just find your restaurant based on events. Like if you have a concert going, live music going, like you can post all that. Love the idea, right?
Right.
And I was like, no one else is doing this. This is great. You can't take what'sthebite.com, guys. I already have
Right.
that. So
And that is owned.
That'll be in the future. But anyways, back to that. That was my first project that I was hitting in 2012.
Wow.
And can you imagine? I think I was a little naive, because I thought like, hey, I'll just start an app.
Right.
So I had the positive mindset to create it. But if I had known the difficulty to actually start that software-based company,
Right.
I don't think I would have done it.
Right.
There's no way. Me looking back, I'm like, Michael, you were crazy.
Right. Right.
I was trying to bootstrap the thing, and I had a couple $1,000s in my bank account.
Right.
I was still in college.
Right.
So
100%.
that's just like one of the things and experiences that I feel like when you have a mentorship or a mentor, and they can kind of take you away. Because I devoted like a couple of years, a year and a half, put a lot of money, my own money. I think I put in $10,000 within that
It's a good amount of money.
I did it through Elance. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
Elance.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
hired someone based out of the country, and I was going 100 miles per hour with that.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize, that was hitting the home run. I wasn't going to be profitable anytime soon. Like it was going to be years. I was trying to apply to venture capitalists around the area to pitch my idea.
Right.
No one wanted to listen to me. Like
Right.
who wants to listen to a 21-year-old fresh out of college trying to pitch this
Right.
crazy idea?
It's like some Shark Tank stuff, man.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah.
And you just got like taken back behind the barn by Mr. Wonderful.
Exactly.
And that's
he
not
would-
good.
He would have shot my idea
Just
right out the gates.
like that.
Yeah.
Dude, if you talk to a developer, a coder, right? Somebody that will actually build software, they'll tell you, if you pitch a product to them, like it could be any kind of software product, they'll tell you like, hey, how much is this going to cost me to develop? They'll literally tell you anywhere from 5,000 to 50,000, maybe 100K. I don't know. Because they literally don't know.
Right.
Like they're literally talking about.
You're not asking them to just make a website.
Right. You're right. It's not Wix.com
Exactly.
that we're working with. Like,
Yeah.
So software, I think, is a good one to kind of bring up, because it's like people should understand, like, hey, Uber is not something you can replicate very easily. And I wouldn't want to see somebody jump down the pathway, drop $10,000, like you just mentioned, right? Whereas that $10,000 could go into somewhere else, like an Amazon FBA style or something. Something that we'll talk about.
You have a better chance. You have you're not as risky. You have a lot
Right.
better chance at winning, getting your money back. I just think if you only had one shot, you only had $10,000.
If you had
One shot. I know you're about to go into that. We might have to play that clip if there's no copyright.
Right.
But if you only had one shot at $10,000 and that was your first entrepreneur business, I would never say hit software.
Nope.
Never. And a lot of people do that because I think we get, when you mention Shark Tank, people just believe in the dream. In media, on the news,
Right.
everyone believes in Mark Zuckerberg started his company in his dorm.
Right.
Jeff Bezos started in his garage and created this $1 billion company.
Right.
And we put this thing on this pedestal of like, we can be that person.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you can't.
Exactly.
Okay? I'm just saying the chances of you being successful is just a long path, a difficult path, and there's just so many more obstacles. Why not focus on something where, again, like, let's work on level 1 to get you that base hit to start seeing some ROI, and then you'll have, the capital to bootstrap it yourself when you're at level 100.